What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. Lots of interesting news going on around the world, whether it's Bud Light or Target or Walmart or a story on Jamie Foxx, which I want to cover right now. It's a bizarre day. Obviously, welcome to the Pride Tornado month, and some interesting news, a new story that came out on Jamie Foxx. Now, many people have been wondering what exactly has been going on with Jamie Foxx. What's his health concerns? It's all shrouded in mystery. I want to point out that obviously I'm not a doctor, and these articles are quote unquote sources, multiple sources. Okay, well, until Jamie Foxx's family comes out and says something, this is just conjecture as far as I'm concerned. But I believe it was a few months ago, like in April or something like that, he got sick. Mike Tyson, I think, reported that it was a stroke. Many people pointed out at that time that, young, healthy people very rarely have strokes. And that is true. Young in terms of I think he was in his 50s or something. That doesn't mean it never happens. I just want to, be sure I'm covering things fairly. However, new details have now been revealed. This is according to OK Magazine, of Jamie Foxx's mysterious medical state. The Django Unchained star is said to be, quote, partially paralyzed and blind, in addition to a series of other complications, quote, after receiving the poke. Hollywood journalist AJ Benza claimed after speaking with a source close to Fox. Now, again, this is a, this is what one guy is saying. Okay. It's interesting. Now, this article from just a few days ago wrote, Jamie Foxx is on the mend. An inside source recently revealed that details of Hollywood stars recovers after being hospitalized for a, quote, medical complication. While specifics of the actor's current condition are undisclosed, the source shared his family have wanted him to recover in peace. He needed some time to get better. They wanted to keep things private until he was completely out of the woods. That's why there's been so much secrecy. Jamie is, quote, surprising everyone, especially his doctors, with the progress he's made. They added Jamie's taking his health care seriously as a wake-up call. He may slow down a bit, but he'll never stop working. Jamie loves the hustle. Jamie has only wanted to speak for him. That's who he trusts the most. The insider claimed of Corinne before pointing out the singer had a long road ahead of him, but that everyone was being very optimistic. Now, the same OK Magazine, this isn't exactly the Journal of Health, has reported that the Baby Driver's actor's oldest daughter has shared updates about his health throughout everything via Instagram. On May 12th, the 29-year-old shared a message along with a snap of an article that claimed her and her family are preparing for the worst in regards to her dad's condition. In her message, Corinne quickly debunked the media's alleged news. Update from the family. Sad to see the media runs wild. My dad has been out of the hospital for weeks, recuperating. In fact, he was playing pickleball yesterday. So it's so weird. I mean, isn't it weird that why all this secrecy? Is it for press? Here's the other thing. Two things can be true. He could have had this condition. It could have been a result of the poke. And he could have recovered from it. In fact, all these things are likely, or at least plausible. I want to be careful how I word things, because I generally don't cover this kind of stuff. But since it crosses over into the culture world with Hollywood, we wanted to share. So here's the post. Update from the family. Sad to see how the media runs wild. My dad has been out of the hospital for weeks recuperating. In fact, he was playing pickleball yesterday. Thanks everyone for the support. It's so weird. They're running tests, still trying to figure out exactly what happened. Well, Mike Tyson said it was a clot or a stroke or something like that. This secondary narrative about the poke is coming from what it looks like one or two sources here. This individual here is making the claim. Hold on, let me actually pull up the actual report, because you want to get this kind of thing right. So this is what it says. Quote, he had a clot in his brain after he got the poke. Now, we don't know the exact day he got it or if the two are necessarily related. I can't make that claim, but certainly people, can draw their own conclusions. I don't know how you ever really, if it happened the same day. Some people said that there was he didn't want to get it, and then that the movie that he was in was requiring it. And maybe that's why he had the blow up on stage or on set. I don't know for a fact. I don't know if that's like public record. So is he blind or is he playing pickleball? These two things seem to... I don't know why the daughter would just outright lie about that. I do know why somebody, looking for clout might lie about that. Now, I don't know who this individual is. They are, quote, an independent reporter. And they were on the Dr. Drew Pinsky show. Journalist AJ Benza. Now, I don't know who this individual is. That's who's making the claim. If we look him up, he's an American gossip columnist and television host. That doesn't mean he's wrong. It just means he's not exactly a medical professional. I just want to be covering the bases. It's interesting here. The quote, I had someone in the room who let me know that he had a clot after he got the poke. He did not want to get it, but with the movie he was on, he was pressured to get it. This is his claim. What I found out from the man in the room was that it caused him to that point to be partially paralyzed and blind. Now, is it possible that happened and he recovered from it? I mean, when you're like a billionaire, you get really good doctors that most of us could only ever dream of. Yes. I think there's some question around, people wanting to know, hey, will we ever know the truth? Given the kind of the universal messaging from Hollywood about, getting it and things like that. But this is just a claim. This is what he alleged, that he's, I am thinking that's why he had a meltdown on the set before the medical emergency. The veteran journalist asked Pinsky, is that why he fired 3 or 4 people? Because it had to do with these mandates. Foxx was admitted to the hospital after suffering a complication back on April 11th, although specific details in his current health status have been difficult to discover. I mean, they're literally still filming their movie using a body double. Back on May 12th, her daughter announced conflicting information and did not align with the numerous other reports regarding the actor's well-being. Said, this is the pickleball thing. If you read what they said early on, he is communicating with us. That doesn't mean talking. That can mean anything. Writing, sign language. I don't know. These little code words. Benza continued assuming to assume his current capabilities. Then you tell me your father's playing pickleball. Give me a break. There's a great shroud of secrecy around Jamie Foxx. That I would agree with. Now, it's not everybody's business how his health is. I buy that, Now, Pinsky provided his 2 cents stating, that he had, kind of saying it's been widely known that he had a stroke. They have said stroke many times. To say it's a blood clot in the brain, that's a stroke. They're very different. One causes the other. And the stroke has very serious consequences, depends on what artery and things like that. But it sure is weird. This is just from one reporter. If he really was playing pickleball, I'm not sure why you didn't show a picture of that. Some people think maybe they're covering something up. It's interesting. Obviously, I think I think Jamie Foxx is a great talent, and I want him to recover just like anybody. If this had happened to a family member or a friend or just right about anybody, you'd want them to get better. It's weird how everybody, how everything's getting kind of covered up and all that kind of stuff. But, you see a lot of the, you know, my close friend lost her scrub tech shortly after the poke. Massive, you know, problems. Lots of people talking about their problems. Now, here's the thing. Things do have side effects. And when so many people take a thing, you have lots of people that might potentially have kind of side effects. You know, Jimmy Dore famously has had like long-lasting effects from this. So it's certainly possible. I don't mean to discredit AJ Benza. I just mean, you know, this person is just one person saying it. But when you match that up with all the secrecy around it, all the bizarre stuff about it, that's probably what people are saying, like, wait a minute here. You know, like, it's really bizarre. The fact that they're continuing to film with a body double. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you wish the best to Jamie and his family, obviously. And I take no joy in it if all, you know, what people suspect is true. It sucks. But that's what it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.